Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. There's all kind of rumors circulating about Ryan and Devin and the rematch. But I'm going to tell you this, I don't know what to believe because people could put anything out there on social media. But when you take a look at this right here and you see that somebody posted a picture September 5th. Hold on. Excuse me. I'm just going to tell you, I think it's smart to try to line up a fight after something you already have penciled in. But I just have a tough time believing that this fight is actually happening. You see all these guys talking about confirmed. You know, I don't know about that. But before we can even get to Devin and Ryan and the rematch, now don't get me wrong, I would watch that. You know, do I think the fight should happen? You know, part of me I do feel that way, part of me I don't, because Ryan cheated in the first fight. So we really shouldn't be having too much of a conversation. Now, I picked Ryan to beat Devin. Watching that fight, it went just how I thought it would go. But after finding out about Ryan and the Peds, can't give Ryan any credit for that win. And Ryan and his fans should be ashamed to be out here, you know, celebrating how he performed. Because to be honest with you, that wasn't Ryan. That was at Ostering. You look at Ryan when he faced Rolly, who Devin Haney and Rolly are, you know, in the midst of negotiating a fight for, I think, the end of May. But when he got into Rolly, who was that Ryan? Then he comes back and fights Barclays, and all of a sudden he's back to looking like the Ryan who fought Devin. You see, you got to stitch this argument together properly. If Ryan looked like a beast against Devin, a beast against Rolly and lost, then a beast against Barrio, no problem. I wouldn't have anything to say. But the fact that he looked like a beast against Devin, he looked like a beauty against Rolly, then back to looking like a beast against Barrios, to that I say in the most respectful way, hey, yo, Ryan, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid, because to me, it looked like you were on the goddamn cocktail. Now, you may say, oh, man, y'all accuse him. No, I didn't say he was taking anything. I'm just saying he looked like he was on the cocktail because he performed like he did when he faced Devin, and when he fought Devin, he was on the goddamn cocktail. Okay? That's all I'm doing, man. I'm just drawing a parallel to the performances because he sure as ain't look like that against Rolly. Now, that being said, let me tell you something. Rolly's already claimed he signed a deal for Devin so they could fight, man. One thing about Devin and his dad and Rolly, they ain't gonna bullshit with negotiations, man. If Devin and his dad are saying, man, the serious negotiations, if Rolly's saying he signed his side already, we know Devin is probably licking his chops and getting in the ring with Rolly Romero because he, like many people, feel it's gonna be an easy fight. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't think it's an easy fight. I think people are underestimating Rolly. Do I think Rolly wins? Let's pump our brakes, okay? I'm not saying all that. But what I am saying is, you need to put a little respect on Rolly's name. Because one thing Rolly has done is just showing that he's getting better, fight after fight. Him working out there with Salas, there's something in the water out there. Because Rolly is becoming a well-rounded fighter. Now, does he have Devin Haney's skill? Well, how about this? Does Devin have his skill and his power and his awkwardness? No. So no, he doesn't have Devin Haney's skill set. But he has the equalizer, the awkwardness, the kryptonite, the stamina, and he has the will to mix things up and make that fight chaotic if he has to. One thing we know is Devin has super fast feet. And when he's in the ring, he's like, feet don't fail me now. Betty, Betty, Betty. And Devin is moving all around that goddamn ring. So I think Devin's going to take it round by round. But I'm just saying, man, Haney has amazing technical boxing ability. Rolly, I don't know if I want to even say he has technical boxing ability. But Rolly can box, he can brawl, And the game plan that Salas put together was spot on for Ryan. As soon as Ryan fired the left hook, Rolly caught it. He came back, bing, bing, doubled up that left hook. First one hurt Ryan, the second one put him down. Sent his ass across the ring. So it just makes you wonder what's going to happen with Devin, because can he land a shot to hurt Rolly the way he was able to hurt Brian Norman Jr.? I don't know. But one thing we know is Rolly has the power to hurt Devin. And all Rolly has to do is every single round put that pressure on him and make Devin look ineffective, making him clench, run, move, to where the judges say, okay, one guy's trying to win, the other guy's trying to run. One guy looks confident, the other one looks uncomfortable, insecure. And that shit can sway judges. So I don't know if Devin's going to be able to come there and try to land 4 to 7 punches around. And even though Rolly's landing 3, Rolly's the one pressuring him, chasing him around the ring and throwing the hard shots, even though he's missing most. So Devin may be outlanding him, but he may lose the round just because of the perception. But it would be cool to see Rolly and Devin in Barclays. But all I'm getting at is this welterweight title unification bout. All that shit sounds good. But this is what you don't want to happen to a guy like Devin. If he's focusing on the Ryan Garcia rematch, because there's real dough in that rematch, and he figures Rolly Romero is just a cherry pick, a scalp that he can go out there and take, a feather in his cap. You know what I'm saying? And then that means that he's underestimating Rolly. He gets in, he can get a shock of his life, just like Ryan Garcia got. They tried to make this Ryan and Devin rematch before. Devin did what he was supposed to do. Box, chicken peck, coochie coot, all the way to a 12-round decision against Ramirez, I believe it was. Ryan was supposed to do the business against Rolly. And even I said, Ryan has the most difficult fight. I was like, that shit's the most difficult fight. But it went how it went. I still thought Ryan would get him, but I thought Ryan had the most difficult fight. But it didn't go that way, did it? But that being said, let's see how it all plays out. Because as far as Ryan and Devin, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't know if I'm excited about that fight. I almost feel Devin should just leave that dude alone. But I understand Devin is daddy trying to get their money. But Devin has, he got a handful in front of him with Rolly Romero. I put it to you like that. He has a handful in front of him with Rolly. But I'll be honest, I don't think Ryan deserves a rematch. I know he has a title, and Devin may be thinking about becoming undisputed at 147. Figure, hey, shit, I go clip Rolly in May, pick up his strap, then go fight Ryan, beat him, pick up his strap. I have 3 of the 4. Then I just got to pick up the last one, become undisputed at 147, making history. I mean, all that sounds good. He can write it down on paper. Looks good too, right? Executing that game plan, it's not that easy. I'm going to go ahead and say this. All 3 of them are killers. But with Ryan, I just got to put the question mark on him. I was talking to Terrence Crawford. He called into the live. And we had a conversation. And he asked me, he said, hey, what do you think should happen to Ryan if he tests positive again? And I'm going to tell you what I told him. He said, do I think he should be suspended from the sport or banned from the sport? I said, yeah. He should be banned. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. These fighters who test positive for PEDs, when they come out here, you do it once. Hood champion has a big heart. I know people have children. Not everybody has multiples of millions of dollars like Ryan. But I know some of these guys, man, they have kids, they got a wife. But the kids, man, when it comes to the kids, you know, Hood champion got a soft spot in his heart. I think it depends on, you know, if they damage somebody in the ring, the severity of the damage, that's where you got to kind of give them a little suspension, give them a ban. If If the damage they did to somebody was significant, then you got to stop and you got to hold them accountable. But I still worry about the children. But now, if you're someone who does some shit, you get a little tap on the hand, a ban, a little fine, and you come back to the sport and you do that shit again, well, you up out of here. You know what I mean? Ain't no 3-strike rule. You gone. Because you have certain fighters, right? They just have natural speed, fast hands. And then you're taking this ped that's going to enhance your speed and then enhance your power, which gives you like a goddamn power-up, like you Mario and Super Mario Brothers eating them goddamn power-ups. And now you over there, man, you know, getting firepower and getting big and jumping and flying and all these other goddamn talents. So these guys getting these power-ups in the ring when they naturally have fast hands or naturally hard-hitting fighters. And now you come in and that shit's enhanced 10 times, 100 times? No, that's a problem. Talk about Pritchard Cologne. I remember watching that fight where he got hit all behind the head, man. I didn't really understand what was happening, but I knew it was some fouls and shit. But to see what happened to him, the guy wasn't on peds, but I'm just saying, the type of damage he took from the repeated shots behind the head. When someone's on peds, it doesn't take that many shots, and you don't have to hit them behind the head. You can hit them anywhere, and you can cause that kind of damage, with fewer blows. So we need to take this shit serious. So to me, it's like the goddamn circus is in town. Rolly out there on the unicycle, Devin juggling bowling pins, and Ryan making, you know, animal balloons. Yo, man. Viva Mexico Cabrones. That's what Ryan wants to shout out. But I think if Devin gets past Rolly and he gets in there with Ryan, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know, man, with me, I'm neutral. Y'all know I ain't no bigot. Love all and hate none. But if Devin get in there, I want to hear the Mexican horns. And I'll be shouting, Viva El Negro Cabrones. Because I want Devin to win. I ain't lying. Now, against Rolly, I don't care who wins. Devin or Rolly, I don't care. I like Rolly, man. I like Rolly. But him and Devin, I don't give a shit who wins. But depending on who wins, either one. Going against Ryan, I'm rooting for that person. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe nothing Ryan Garcia says. But I wasn't always like that. I picked him to beat Devin. I was like, Ryan, go get him. A lot of people, man, you ain't supporting the brothers. You ain't this. It's like, man, get out of here with that bullshit. Wrong audience. I don't even think like that. You know what I'm saying? Get shit twisted. I was raised with love. I come from a background where I had to depend on a bunch of people from all races and religions and different beliefs and just different preferences, right? But I was raised that way. I don't give a shit about nobody's race. I'm going to sit here and just, you know, talk and just stick to the script. I ain't going to sit there and like somebody because of their race. That ain't how I operate. But at the same time, when I pick Devin over Ryan, don't act like I'm picking him just because it's out here, Viva El Negro. Nah, it's because Ryan was on that goddamn cocktail. And I think he took some years off of Devin's career. And I think he took that man's confidence. You know what I'm saying? He made him into a goddamn donkey in the boxing world. Ryan turned Devin into a donkey. Had everybody laughing at him. Pinned a tail on Devin. Just to find out that Ryan was on the goddamn cocktail. And now he about to potentially get a rematch. Now, of course, nothing's firm for Devin and Rolly, but it sounds like that shit is got like the 90% solution. For Devin and Ryan, maybe they may have agreed to some things, but there's no official announcement came out from no reliable source. It's just bullshit floating on social media. But it's interesting, so we can dialogue. But what I will tell you, this whole thing with Devin and Ryan, I don't like it. I want Devin to get his get back. You know what I'm saying? I do. But at the same time, I don't like it. Why give Ryan that opportunity? Let him and De La Hoya, Golden Boy, and I know, and I, Golden Boy, and I. Let them go out there and figure shit out. Ryan's the one with the multiples of millions, subscribers and the social media presence. whoever he fights, right? They say whoever he fights, he can sell, 500,000 pay-per-view, and he can do all that right. Put him in there with goddamn Corky from the corner store. And let's see how he does. Because Ryan's a superstar, right? Have him hook up with Willie from the juke joint. Let him go fight those guys. Now, don't give him a big superstar name like Rolly or Devin. Now, let Ryan go on out here and do his pay-per-view numbers like they say he can do. Yeah, go out there and call up Corky. Hey, Corky, me and you, we fighting on this date. I'll pay you $1 million. Okay. Yeah, let Corky jump up and get excited. Okay, I'm fighting Ryan. Okay. All right, fucking Corky. Let's go. Promoters pushing this matchup because they know it's all about that Wu-Tang cream cha-ching ching. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I understand. Some real dough there. But I'm just telling you, man, what Devin Haney has to do against Ryan, you know what's the number one thing he has to do? Not improve his defense, not improve his stamina, not improve his speed, not try to improve his power. No. Those are givens. But that's not what's going to ensure that Devin is going to win the fight or that he's going to be safe inside it with Ryan. You know what's the one thing they need to make sure they're doing? Is that damn VADA testing. Super strict testing. Probably should start the shit from now. Don't give Ryan don't let him breathe. Have them inspectors or them urine collectors or blood collectors or whatever, man. Just have those agents. Let them come out there, man. Start now. Hit Ryan ass up 5 times a week. Every week. 6, 7 days a week. Make his ass miserable to where he can't cheat. And I'm going to tell you, I would not be surprised if they were able to flag something. That's just how I feel. I wouldn't be surprised if they flag something. Now remember, if that's something, I ain't going to say what I think it's going to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if they flag something and said, okay, what the hell's going on here? For Devin, they ain't going to flag nothing to him. They may flag some goddamn salmon, some bison burgers and shit, some vegetables, some sweet potatoes. You know what I mean? Some avocado and shit. Because those are the things that Devin's really big on his nutrition. He has his shit together. Those are the things that you like to hear about, bisons, grass-fed bisons, and burgers and steaks and different things that they eat throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Before they go and work out, what kind of shake they may take. Immediately following the workout, what kind of shake they may take. Then what kind of meals, a couple of hour or two after the workout, what kind of meal they eat. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you probably say, damn, Hood Champ, you don't sound too enthused about it. Nah, I mean, I'll watch it because I like to watch boxing, but I ain't all that excited about Haney and Ryan Garcia in a possible rematch. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be rooting for Devin to win. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if he wins that fight. But he better make sure there's strict testing. If he can do that, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if the fight even happens. I'm just being real. But if they get into that ring, I just think no matter what, even if they get to the ring, I just don't think it's a fair fight. Because I think Devin, PTSD is real, man. People think PTSD, they think wartime environments. No. If you grew up riding in the car and you got a brother who's always, farting in the car, stinking up the back seat, you get PTSD from that shit. You probably may not want to be in the back seat when you ride with people no more because you're like, man, you start to relive that shit. You got bit by a dog. You grew up in a neighborhood where there's a lot of violence and craziness. Man, post-traumatic stress disorder, that shit can hit you from a number of things. And with Devin and what he went through with Ryan in that first fight, the man developed some PTSD, man. Just the idea of getting back into it, Ryan, just having to overcome, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, I think you guys will know what I mean by this, that fear of getting hurt again. or that this man may have cheated and maybe the testing didn't catch it. There's a lot of mental anguish that was incurred by Devin, and I think it still exists when it comes to Ryan anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you walk by a gate, and every time you walk by the gate, you know for some reason that gate's left open and there's a dog that comes out and rushes you and bites you. Anytime you have to walk by that gate, even if they build a new gate and a lock and you hear a dog behind it, you're going to sit there, man, and be like, all right, we should be okay, but you still feel like shit's going to happen. Like, I'm going to climb over the goddamn gate now. I chewed through the gate. Because every other time, that motherfucker got through there and bit my ass. But with Devin and Ryan, I believe that's going to be the case with Devin. I do. I think Devin's going to sit there, man, and I think he has some of that. Ryan sits there and talks trash. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is just disgusting. You know, you're taking pride in cheating. You know what I'm saying? Pride in giving somebody PTSD because your body was full of the cocktail. You couldn't do it naturally. You wanted to win that bad, you had to cheat that man. And you had the audacity to come out here and brag about it. To that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, Ryan McNicholas, hold your horses, quit taking it to the stupid. Whose hands are faster, Ryan's or Devin's? Naturally. Probably Ryan. Who hits harder, Ryan or Devin? Naturally. Probably Ryan. So why you come out here and jerk that man in the first fight? Because when they fought the amateurs, they were pretty damn even. He wanted an advantage. Devin just said, no, I'm going to sit there, man, and I'm be the consummate professional, and may the best man win. Ryan wasn't so secure, so confident. Make you wonder about that fight when he fought Fortuna, too, and when he fought Duarte. Because why he didn't knock out the African? Remember that? When Ryan first came back to the sport after all this shit about stress and drama and this and that and needing to see a mental health provider. Then he fought the African dude. How come Ryan couldn't get him up out of there? I know Africans are durable. You know what I'm saying? Every African got a little Azuma Nelson in them, a little Ike Corte in them. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes fight. They're durable. They're African warriors. I ain't trying to be funny. Like, that's what you get. But still, when you got the kind of power that Ryan has displayed, you tell him you couldn't come and knock that dude out. But then you come down, you fight Duarte and Fortuna, and you tranquilize them. Things that make you go, Things that make you go, So we just got to be real at this point in time when having these discussions about Ryan, discussions about Devin. I think what you see with Devin is a clean fighter. Yeah, some people put the hairy eyeball on him because he's a snack user. It's not illegal. Hasn't tested positive for anything. He's just a hard worker, disciplined guy, man. Been doing this shit for a long time. And his dad, his dad a little bit crazy. Wild Bill and shit. But they got their stuff together. Anyway, let's see how all this plays out. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Rolly Romero. I know some people think he's a joke. Clarissa Shields, I got to do a video about her tomorrow. She thinks she could beat Rolly. I tell you, it'd be interesting to see them box. If Clarissa can box, she got speed, but she don't want that problem. She don't want it at all. But she's promoting herself really good. She have everybody talking. She's had everybody talking for quite some time now. But anyway, Devin and Rolly, depending on what happens, the outcome of that fight could explode into a huge pay-per-view event with Ryan. But I'm telling you, I don't think Ryan deserves no rematch. Matter of fact, forget that. Rematch Rolly. You tough guy. Rematch Rolly. Because Ryan won't even say his name. I dare Ryan to say Rolly's name 3 times. I'll say Rolly, Rolly, Rolly. Bet you Ryan won't do that. It's like Candyman to him. He won't say that shit. Next thing you know, Rolly appears out of nowhere. Yeah, Ryan. You called my name, we're gonna get the rematch on or what? Yeah. He sounds like he's not really that confident. You know how Rolly be talking and shit. Rolly be sound like he a little bit Sesame Street too and shit. Him and Daniel Dubois. And they got that weird ass power, don't they? Anyway, all this social media talk, maybe it's resulted in Devin and Rolly being signed, and we're gonna get it delivered the end of May. And maybe all the talk and the fan demand has resulted in Devin and Ryan signing a contract to where Devin just has to get past Rolly. And then we're going to get that fight in the ring. You know what I'm saying? The rematch. As of right now, everything is just rumors. But I do think that Devin and Rolly fight is going to happen. But I think that should have been Ryan trying to get his get back. Get the rematch, man. But I know why he didn't want to mess with him. Because Rolly beat his ass in sparring and gave Ryan the PTSD that he talks about Devin having. Ryan has PTSD. And it's probably what he had when he got into the fight with the pro fight with Rolly. The PTSD from Rolly beating the shit out of him in sparring. So, let me stop. Because I start getting agitated. Then I start making even more jokes, harsh jokes. And I don't want to do that. But I will tell you, I don't think Ryan deserves a rematch with Devin at all. Imagine if he beats Devin. How does that make Ryan look? How does that make Devin look? Imagine if Ryan gets through all the testing, gets in the ring with Devin, and then Bing knocks him out. A lot of people are going to say, yeah, Ryan beat him the first time, and I looked the second time, he beat him again. The first time he wasn't on PEDs, the first time he wasn't on that stuff. This is all bullshit, a secret society trying to bring him down. Now, how about the first fight Ryan was on PEDs? Devin came into this fight here not having the confidence that he would have had he not endured this bullshit from Ryan Garcia. And as a result, Devin fought a bit tentative, wasn't committing on the shots, was overthinking, and Ryan with those fast hands was able to get something in. How about the reason Ryan beat Devin a second time is because of what Ryan did the first time when he was on the goddamn cocktail. And if he wouldn't have been on that cocktail, the outcome probably would have been a lot different, I'm sure. And the rematch, I'm sure, would still be a lot different because I think Devin would get him. I just don't think Devin is complete anymore. I think some of his confidence is gone. And I don't fault him for that. You'll notice when I talk about him, I don't make, like, the little bit of joke shit I was doing when he lost to Ryan, I stopped that when I found out about the damn the Ostarine. Clomiphene, Ostarine, whatever the one he had. That's bad. All bad. Anyway, let's just hope if Devin does happen to get past Rolly, which I'm telling you, that's a big if, and he and Ryan fight, let's hope ain't no bullshit. Let's hope Devin has the confidence after beating Brian Norman Jr., and if he can beat Rolly, hopefully he gets some of that confidence back to go into with Ryan and be like, all right, bitch, I got you. You jerked me, but I'm back. And he can get his get back. I hope he comes out triumphant. That's just me, because Ryan did him dirty. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.